Hi, my name is Misty Malcation. Welcome back to another vlog here on my channel. I am a writer of YA fantasy romance, and my book, These Clockwork Stars, is going to be releasing very soon. So in this vlog, which I started at the beginning of February, I'm going to be going through my third draft revisions for this book and taking you through kind of my thought process as I'm doing all of this, and it's a little bit interesting. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. I wanted to do a little vlog. I wanted to start a vlog because I have started revising These Clockwork Stars. So January was actually a pretty productive month because I finished my second draft, but it was a horrible month. It was really weird. I was just in this constant mood where I just felt hopeless. I felt like everything was against me. I felt like it was really bad. I'm still kind of trying to claw my way out of that, but it definitely is better for some reason. I don't really know why, because the weather hasn't changed. In fact, it's gotten a lot colder. So I don't really know why, but yeah, January just wasn't very good for me. And I think because of that, it was really hard to start my revision. My house was a mess, and so was my mind. I felt like starting this third draft was like a hill I couldn't climb. I printed out the second draft and read it, and I absolutely hated it. Like, the plot was okay, the plot's fine, but everything else was just horrific. I did not like it. So that's where we are. I thought it was really boring and just really bad. So I was feeling very bad about it. For whatever reason, I turned to reading. I wasn't getting anything done on my draft anyway because I was still in that soup of I was still trying to wade through the hurdle of trying to get into my revision. And so I decided to read. I went on Book Outlet and I was ordering books, which you would have saw in my book haul I did. Yeah, I went on Book Outlet and I was ordering some books, and I saw a book called Verdigris Deep by Frances Harding, and I've talked about it before, but I saw it on there and I was like, yeah, whatever, and I didn't get it. But I was thinking about it later for whatever reason. Laying in bed, I was thinking, that was an interesting title. I wonder what it was, and so I looked it up on Kindle and it seemed interesting, so I'm just like, whatever, I'll read it on Kindle. And it just it helped me so much. It pulled me from the writer's slump that I was in, from the worst of it anyway. It just kind of taught me that as long as something matters to the character, it's going to matter to the reader. And that was a lesson I really needed to relearn. I came up with a strategy, a plan to make my book better. And so far I'm almost to chapter 5 in my revision, which kind of low level stresses me out because it's the 9th currently. And if I don't get through this draft by the end of the month, it's going to throw my whole schedule off. So because yes, I do have a schedule and I have a release date I'm shooting for. I just haven't announced what it is, but in case I don't make it. But yeah, so the fact that it's the 9th and I'm not even on chapter 5 yet really stresses me out. This morning I finished chapter 4. Basically what I have to do is get through a chapter a day and then some in order to be able to send my critique partner my draft by the end of the month. And that's terrifying. I definitely have the drive and motivation to do it. I definitely want to do it. I hope that this segment of the video made any sense at all. It feels like it was very chaotic. I'm gonna make lunch though, and thankfully I have some leftover Qdoba from yesterday. I'm so excited about it. It's you almost forget about the leftovers you have, and then you realize you have them, and it's just this epic feeling of yes. This smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna go eat.
One eternity later.
Alright, so it's a Saturday and I really should be at home working on my book, but I have $20 worth of Kohl's cash, so why not procrastinate for a little bit? I still have all evening to work on it. But I do want to make really good progress on it this weekend, especially since this coming up week is the last week of February. Today is, I think, the 20th. I'm pretty sure. Oh my goodness, yeah, it expires tomorrow, so I definitely need to use it today. I have a very valid reason to be here. I always seem to need t-shirts, so that's probably what I'm gonna get. So far, I'm on chapter, I think, 18 now of my revision. I feel like in the last clip, I was only on chapter 5 or something, so it's been a little bit since I updated the vlog. I have 28 chapters in my book, so I have 10 chapters to go, and I'm gonna try to get through a good portion of them this weekend and then finish up this coming up week, so we'll see if I succeed. But let's go into Kohl's. So I just got two like basic black t-shirts. It's not that exciting. They're just literally black t-shirts. So basics are always really good to have. So. All right, so I just got home and I figured I would do my planning for the week. So I'm gonna do that. And then I think when the day gets a little later, I'll feel like more in the writing mindset, because right now I'm kind of not there. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. I want you to see this. This is the tripod I've been working with this whole time. It's one of these bendy ones wrapped around the top of this non-bendy one, because this one just does not suit my needs for all the different angles I try to do and stuff. And so this is what I've been working with for the past, I don't even know how long, just because it can like do this. Every time I need to change the battery out in my camera, I have to unscrew it from this thing, and it takes forever. And even when it is screwed all the way on, it's still not stable, like it wobbles, no matter how hard I try to screw it in. So this whole thing is just not working for me. See, look, I'm screwing it on. Whee! All right, hey, so it's Monday. I just got out of the shower. I'm about to start work for the week with my day job, but I wanted to come on and give you an update for the vlog that over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I actually did manage to get through all 10 chapters that I had left of my revision. Today I'm drinking this homemade iced coffee. So good. So yeah, all 10 chapters I was able to get through this weekend. For editing, I feel like I get through a lot during weekends, just because like there's so much uninterrupted time that I could potentially devote to it. Yeah, so I was able to get through those chapters. However, I did leave some notes for myself of things that I want to like go back through and clean up before I actually send the draft to my critique partners. I have another critique partner now too, Chelsea from Chelsea Writes Books. So excited that she also agreed to be a critique partner for me. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Yeah, so Chelsea and Charlie are my critique partners now. My goal is to send both of them my draft after I go through and do my like fourth draft to clean up the things that I left for myself. So the things I want to go through and fix, I wrote a list. I want to put, so there's kind of a, it's not a heist, but it's like a theft that goes on in the book, perpetrated by the main character, and which it's hinted at in the blurb, so like it's no secret, but she has to steal his chocolate recipe. And I feel like it's a little too easy for her right now. I kind of want to like add one more layer to it, because not only does she have to steal it, but like she has to figure out where it's hidden. And I feel like she figures it out a bit too fast. Although, I mean, she does get clues, and like it is believable, but also it's like there needs to be another layer of believability added onto it, I feel like. So I have to do that. Also, her father is like he's like a gentle giant, basically, is like I have him kind of typecast as like a gentle giant. Yeah, he likes gardening and like tending to plants and stuff. And so I want to add in a piece where he's like finding a job in this new kingdom as a gardener, and it's like everything he's always wanted. So I want to add that in because it is relevant. Also, I need to go through and just check, just like do a double check that the timeline makes sense. I feel like I don't keep super good track of it, and I don't want it to be confusing to a potential reader. This book takes place during the season of love, which in my book is like a month long, and it's kind of like an extended Valentine's Day. It's a little bit different, and it ends with like this big festival. And so Vanille arrives to the kingdom kind of like partially through this season of love. Like she isn't there a whole month, but I need to figure out how long she is there and like the timeline. And it shouldn't be like too hard. I just need to like do it, you know. Also, Vanille's cousin, Noisette, has like a love interest that she's keeping secret in the book. And so I kind of want to, first of all, I needed to figure out who it was myself. Like, Noisette was keeping it a secret even from me for a long time. So I had to figure out who it was. And then now that I know who it is, I need to like go through and flesh him out just a little bit more. He already is like a character that's prominent, not prominent, but like important to the story. When I have him in the scene, I need to like say a little bit more about him or like something so that, you know, a reader could like remember him later on whenever it's revealed who it is. It fits her personality really well, I feel like, to keep her love interest a little bit secret. Also, I need to solidify the name of the new king. So there is a king that has just recently stepped up to the throne since Vanille arrives in the kingdom of Gren, which is where the story takes place. And so I need to give him an actual like official name. I don't know if I want to give him like a French name like everybody there has, or if he's going to be like a king that is from somewhere else and like needs a different name. I still need to solidify that because I want to eventually write a story about this king, like with this king as the love interest. Like I think that would be cool in the future to do, but it's just hard. I might not. I might just give him a French name and like not do that. So Vanille is interested in shoes and like not like as a cobbler, but like as a shoe designer, I guess. And so I kind of want to sprinkle that in a little bit more too. And I already do a fairly decent job of that, but I just kind of want to like look for anywhere else that I could like sprinkle it in. It does have like relevance to the story plot wise, and then also at the end, like it's just really cute. You'll have to read it for yourself. If you're into romances, you might like it. And then also there is another girl that's part of the story. I won't give anything away, but she's got like a thing where she just like blinks a lot like this, and she like talks and blinks a lot. And so I kind of want to like mention that in a few other places other than just like the one place I mention it, because she shows up a lot throughout the story and I don't just want to like mention it once and then never mention it again. So just like those are some of the things I need to go through and kind of like clean up. Also, there is a play in the story. It's kind of fun to like tell you more about the story now that I'm like done with it basically. There's a play in the story, and the play is performed in verse, kind of like a Shakespeare play, but obviously not as good verse as Shakespeare writes, like of course, but yeah, it's told in rhyming couplets. And so like I want to go through the rhyming couplets again and just make sure that they are like the same cadence. Like, so what I'll do is I'll like read a line, a verse, and I'll like count out the syllables as I'm reading it, and then I'll like make sure that the second couplet has the same amount of like beats, like syllable beats, just so that it sounds better. Like it doesn't just sound like I don't know. So I want to go through and do that as well. And that's something I've been doing every single draft because I'm really paranoid about it. So yeah, those are the things I still need to clean up. I will say I go through this intense cycle of like loving my book and absolutely hating it. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure this is common with a lot of other writers. Like I've seen memes about it. Like I know that it's a thing that happens, but I know that this book won't be for everybody. And like obviously no book is for everybody. Even the super commercial books aren't for everybody, which my book is not, but you know, even the ones that are super commercial aren't for everyone. Like everything in the story revolves around the main character and the love interest like eventually getting together. And so I don't want people to read it and think that it's too slow paced. I don't want people to read it, which it's not. Like I jump immediately from one thing to the next. Like I'm not sitting there and like doing paragraphs of like introspection. At least I'm trying not to. Hopefully my critique partners can help me. If it's too slow, maybe they can like help me speed it up or something, but it's already a short book. Like it's short. So I'm just paranoid that everyone's gonna hate it. Like of course there are gonna be some people that hate it, and I've read it so many times that of course it seems different to me than it would to somebody who's reading it for the first time. I know that for right now, this point in my life, it is the best writing that I can do right now. And I have been writing for a really long time. I've been writing since I was 12, or I think 11, but that doesn't mean that, like, just because I've been writing since I was a kid and, like, you know, pumping out these half-finished stories that I discard and then start something else, like, you can practice a lot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're just going to be, like, amazing. Like, you have to, I feel like writing is just really hard. I guess I'm just scared that people are going to read it and think, wow, this is the best you can do, like, after all that. But, like, I know that for now, for this point in my life, it is. And so I just have to be okay with that. But it is hard because I read other books and I'm like, man, this writer's so good. But this writer has written many other books, and you know, they've written for a long time, and I can't like put out my first book and sound like them. You know what I mean? Like I have to go through the process. And so I am very proud of my book. Those are just some thoughts I've been having. So I'm not going to vlog my fourth draft pass because it's going to be shorter. I'm going to spend this week doing that, and then hopefully by the end of the week sending this draft out to my critique partners, because I wanted to have it to them by the beginning of March. And so like by the end of February, beginning of March. And so I'm actually right on schedule. I need to just tell myself that, Misty, you are fine. You're right on schedule. Your book is going to be fine. Yeah, please let me know in the comments if you also go through this just phase of like really liking your book and just intensely despising it. Please let me know, because I would love to know. Yeah, so that's it for this vlog, guys. Thank you so much for watching, if you've made it this far. Thank you so much for supporting me in my journey. It really does mean the world. It's incredible to me that I have over 200 subscribers. That is insane. That is way more than I ever thought I would get. I used to get so happy when I saw that I had 10 views on a video. Like, that made me so happy, and it still does. Thank you so much for watching. Like, I really mean it. Keep trucking on. If you're writing something and you're getting discouraged, keep trucking on. Eventually you will get there. The only reason that I was able to get through this, you know, relatively quickly was because it's so short. Just remember that if you're like looking at me and thinking, wow, she can get a, like, no, this is really short. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye.